Hi everybody! So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to pronounce the sounds for L, R, TH, FPHGH, V, and ERURIR. Okay? So let's start. So first, the L sound. So I will show you how to pronounce this sound, okay? So please watch me. Oh, oh, oh. So my tongue goes to the top of my mouth and in the middle of my mouth, okay? So, oh, oh. Okay, so please repeat. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, good. Okay, so now let's practice that sound when it's at the beginning of a word, okay? So for example, long, late, and last, okay? So please repeat. Long, long, late, late, last, last. Good. Okay. So now let's practice when the sound is in the middle of a word, okay? So for example, alone, allow, below, okay? So please repeat. Alone, alone, allow, allow, below, below. Good. Okay, good. So next, let's practice when the sound is at the end of a word, okay? So for example, tell, bell, ball, okay? So please repeat. Tell, tell, bell, bell, ball, ball. Good. Okay, next. Let's practice when the sound is in two places in the word, okay? So for example, landlord and skillfully, okay? So please repeat. Landlord, landlord. Skillfully, skillfully. Good job. Okay, so let's go to the next sound, okay? The next sound is the R sound, okay? So, I will show you how to pronounce the R sound, so please watch me. R. So R, 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 R. R, 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 R. Okay, so your tongue goes to the top of your mouth and to the back of your mouth, the very, very back of your mouth, okay? So up and very much back in the back of the mouth, in the back of your mouth, okay? So okay? So please repeat, okay? er, 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 er. Okay, good. So now let's practice it when it's at the beginning of a word, okay? So for example, red, run, rain, okay? So please repeat. Red, 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 run, run, run. Good. Rain, rain, rain. Okay, good. So next, let's practice it when it's in the middle of a word, okay? So for example, arrow, story, scary, okay? So please repeat. Arrow, arrow, story, story, scary, scary. Good. Okay, next, let's practice it when the sound is at the end of a word, okay? So for example, floor, bear, bar, okay? So please repeat. Floor, floor, bear, bear, bar, bar. Good job. Okay, next, let's practice when the sound is in two places, okay? So for example, rerun, rewrite, and rare, okay? So please repeat. Rerun, rerun, rewrite, rewrite, rare, rare. Good. Okay, good. So now let's go to the next sound, okay? The TH sound, okay? So I will show you how to pronounce the TH sound, okay? So please watch me. Okay? So I use my tongue and I push on my front teeth here, okay? My front teeth, I push with my tongue. And I push air out of my mouth through my tongue and my teeth. You see? It's like the air is being pushed out of your mouth through your teeth and your tongue. And that is the TH sound, okay? So please repeat. Good, okay? So next, let's practice the sound when it's at the beginning of a word, okay? So, for example, this, thank, and think, okay? So please repeat. This, this, thank, thank, think, think. Good. Okay. Next, let's practice when the sound is in the middle of a word, okay? So for example, anything, nothing, healthy, okay? So please repeat. Anything, anything, nothing, nothing, healthy, healthy. Good. Okay. And let's practice when the sound is at the end of a word, okay? So for example, with, mouth, south, okay? So please repeat. With, with, mouth, mouth, south, south. Good job. Okay, nice. So let's go to the next sound. The next sound is the F, PH, and GH sounds, okay? So they all have the same sound, okay? It's the same sound, okay? So I will show you how to pronounce that sound, okay? So please watch me. Okay, you see? So I put my front teeth on my bottom lip. So these are my lips, right? Lips. And this is my bottom lip. And I put my front teeth on my bottom lip like this. And then I go. Okay, so I am pushing air out of my mouth through my teeth and my bottom lip like this. Okay, so please repeat. Good, okay? So now let's look when the sound is at the beginning of a word, okay? So for example, fine, fig, physical, physics, okay? So please repeat. Fine, fine, fig, fig, physical, physical, physics, physics. Good job. Very nice. Okay, so now let's look when the sound is in the middle of a word, okay? So, for example, difficult, coffee, telephone, microphone. Okay? So please repeat after me. Difficult, difficult. Coffee, coffee. Telephone, telephone. Microphone, microphone. Good. Okay. Next, let's practice the sound when it's at the end of a word, okay? So for example, leaf, scarf, laugh, enough. Okay? So please repeat. Leaf, leaf. Scarf, scarf. Laugh, laugh. Enough, enough. Good. Okay. Now let's look when the sound is in two places, okay? So for example, fluffy, fifth, photograph, philosophy, okay? So please repeat. Fluffy, fluffy. Fifth, fifth. Photograph, photograph. Philosophy, philosophy. Okay, good job. Very nice. So let's go to the next sound. The V sound, okay? So I will show you how to pronounce the V sound. So please watch me. Okay? So V is basically like just put your front teeth, your front teeth here on your bottom lip. Here's a like this, like this, and like this. Okay, and pushing air out also. Air is being pushed out through the front teeth and the bottom lip too, like this. So let's look at some. Oh, so first, please repeat after me, okay? So. Good, okay? Now let's practice the sound when it's at the beginning of a word, okay? So for example, voice, van, very, okay? So please repeat. Voice, voice, van, van, very, very. Good job, okay? Next, let's practice it when the sound is in the middle of a word, okay? So for example, heavy, movie, 7. Okay? So please repeat. Heavy, heavy, movie, movie, 7, 7. Good. Okay, next let's look at it when it's at the end of the word, okay? So for example, move, live, love. Okay, so please repeat. Move, move, live, live, love, love. Okay, good job. And let's go to the last sound, which is the ER, UR, and IR sound, okay? It's the same sound for all of them, okay? So I will show you how to make that sound. So please watch me. So, like this. So, okay? So, my tongue goes up and to the very, very back of my mouth, okay? It's very deep, okay? So, the very back of my mouth, okay? That's the place. Okay? That's where the sound is, okay? The back of your mouth. Okay? So, please repeat. Good, okay? So now let's look at some words where the sound starts at the beginning, okay? So when the sound is at the beginning of a word, okay? So, for example, ergo, urban, earn, okay? I'm gonna have a little bit of water. Okay. Okay, so please repeat after me. Ergo, ergo, urban, urban, earn, earn. Okay, good job. Now let's look when the sound is in the middle of a word, okay? So for example, energy, furry, birth, okay? So please repeat. Energy, energy, furry, furry, birth, birth. Good job. Okay. And let's look when the sound is at the end of a word, okay? So for example, her, fur, stir, okay? So please repeat. Her, her, fur, fur, stir, stir. Good job. So, good job. We did it, okay? So please practice these sounds, okay? So at first, maybe they will not be easy, okay? But I think if you practice and practice and practice, you will get better. And eventually, I think you can master those sounds, okay? So please watch this video many times and practice and until you master those sounds, okay? So I think you can do it, okay? So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!